Hi everyone, today I am going to play with my new markers by Arrtx. I briefly introduced them to you when I recently did my big art supplies haul. These are acrylic markers, and I like these particularly, or this kind. Arrtx is a good brand that I like, but the specific kind I like because there is no pump system inside, meaning there's also no ball to mix the paint inside. So I do have a bunch of Posca markers, and don't get me wrong, I really like them, but there are two things that I do not like with this type of markers. So like I said, there's a little ball inside. You can shake it, it's gonna mix the paint, and then to prime them, to get them started, you have to push the felt tip down, and it's going to bring the paint down to the felt, and it's going to allow you to start painting. The one thing that I don't like with this system of markers is that sometimes you'll need to prime them as you're painting because they're getting dry and you don't have enough paint coming out. And sometimes you might just get a blob of paint that comes out. So it can get pretty messy, and it kind of feels like a waste also. So there's that one thing that I don't like, and also the fact that those are often very juicy, and sometimes so juicy that the paint is so wet that it can make your paper peel. And so if you add several layers, you will have to let your paper dry anyway between layers, but sometimes you just go over it right away just a little bit and it already peels. So that's another thing that I don't like. A couple years ago, I found out about acrylic markers. They were brush tips, which I like because you can use them on the broad side, you can use them on the tip, so you can have a variety of lines, which is nice. And those acrylic markers, they came ready, kind of like alcohol-based markers or even water-based markers, kids markers. You just uncap them and they're ready to go. Now the set that I had didn't have very many colors, and I found that I was pretty restricted. But lately I've been wanting to play with acrylic markers again, and in July during the Amazon Prime days, I looked around and I found that Arrtx had bigger sets, and I just decided to go for it because they had really good prices. So I got a set of 90 colors, and then another set of 30 colors, but it's a portrait set. So yeah, I used a set with the 90 colors. I swatched them all because those, you can't really tell what colors they are when you just look at the markers. So I swatched them all, and it was very helpful when I was painting, and I finally started using them. I was really excited about them. So many of you have recognized a scene from the Ghibli movie called Ponyo. It's a movie that's really close to my heart because that's the first Ghibli movie that I saw at the movie theater. And at the time when it came out, I was mostly drawing with colored pencils, and seeing that I had seen Ghibli movies before, but this one was special because the background was done with colored pencils, and I just saw it right away and I fell in love with the style. So yeah, it's one of my favorite. I mean, hard to pick a favorite movie, but I like it mostly because of that, and it's so darn cute. So anyways, this was so much fun. You just grab a marker, you uncap it, and you just lay it on the paper. Some colors are more opaque than others, which is normal for certain colors, and it's like that with a variety of media. So for the sky, I had to add several layers, but I probably could have added one more layer, but I thought it was enough. I'm working on a Moleskine watercolor notebook, which is good enough. I did some gouache paintings on that. It's my Ghibli my Ghibli sketchbook, and I paint different Ghibli scenes on it with different brands of gouaches and acrylics, just to compare them. I think it's fun to compare them side by side on the same paper. So yeah, it was so much fun. I used a fine liner to contour the characters, and then I used some Arrtx colored pencils that they had actually sent me as a present a little while ago. I had never tried them because I haven't used colored pencils in quite a while. They seem pretty good. I will need to actually try them more thoroughly, like do a piece with just them on the right kind of paper also. I must say that it was kind of hard to cover some areas with the colored pencils, some areas that had several layers of paint, because it would just glide on it. The colored pencil wouldn't stick on it. So I had to just figure something out. But like the ground, for instance, I was gonna just do a bunch of different colors with the colored pencils, but it really didn't show much. So instead, because the paper is a little grainy, I added the paint, and while still wet, I just smudged it with my finger, so it shows gives an impression of dry brushing, which looks cool, and it kind of is reminiscent of the colored pencil. So it worked out in the end. But yeah, those colored pencils. And I tried also another brand. I tried the Prismacolor Premier, and it did not work on it. So it doesn't come from the colored pencil. It comes from the fact that it's acrylic paint, I guess. It's just too sleek. It's not like gouache when you can actually go over it with colored pencils. Acrylic is more plasticky. Although these look pretty matte on my paper, except the sky, because I added a lot of layers, but it's not super shiny either, like acrylic paint. So maybe those acrylic markers, maybe they're acrylic gouache. I don't know. They're really not shiny. It's great. I love it. So I'll put a link for these markers in the description in case you're interested. I did buy them. They were not sent to me. I didn't get them for free. But I think they're really fun. And actually, if you have coloring books, these would probably be a lot of fun to use with coloring books, depending on how thick your paper is. But my paper didn't really buckle, even after several layers for the sky. So I think that might be a great idea. All right, I'm done for today. Too much rambling already, but I'm really excited. I really like these, and I had so much fun. I hope you like this little painting. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.